said that the mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. 7 students belonging to low-income groups made it through the IIT JEE Advanced from classrooms without teachers. To help them realize this dream, Avanti Fellows, a social enterprise dedicated to help low-income group students gain admission to India's top colleges, had a major role to play. We spoke with the co-founder of Avanti Fellows, Akshay Saxena, and he informed us about the unconventional method of learning which was practiced by the aspirants, peer learning.
The pedagogy we use is called peer learning or peer instruction, and what we've been able to do quite successfully, we believe, is get students to create communities where they teach each other by giving them appropriate materials, as well as a facilitator who encourages this learning practice. The way a student would learn a topic in our center is quite different from the way it would be taught in a conventional classroom. So conventional lecturing focuses a lot on having a teacher or a subject expert disseminate information to the classroom. What we do is actually the reverse, where we provide kids information that they read on their own and they come to class. And then we use a variety of techniques, most of which were developed by Professor Eric Mazur at Harvard, where we get kids to engage with the content. For instance, there's one activity called a concept test, where we'll put up questions that are challenging and are relatively easy to come to an answer to, but test sort of the core concept behind what the students have read and come to class. Students vote once based on their own intuition and then spend a significant amount of time actually debating with each other, trying to convince each other of their points of view, and then they vote again. And most of these techniques get kids to basically engage with the content and challenge each other's opinions, right or wrong, and notions about the concepts.
We asked how effective the peer instruction mode of learning is as compared to the conventional mode of teaching.
So far, it's been incredibly effective. So there's actually a fair amount of evidence backing what we do. So Professor Mazur started work almost 20 years ago on this, and he's published, I would say, more than a dozen papers in leading journals showing that the students learn better. Our big innovation was trying to do what he did without a subject expert in the classroom, and we had our first class of students take the IIT exam this year. After 17 children, 16 cleared the first level of the JEE, which puts it at 94%, qualified in the top 10% in the country, and 7 students got into the IITs, which is a phenomenally high success rate for a program that had no subject expert in the classroom over a period of 2 years.
We also asked Mr. Saxena about the kind of learning environment which was provided to these students.
It's a fairly simple and basic classroom. What we try and do in terms of creating the learning environment is reinforce certain behavior amongst the students, which our conventional school system normally teaches them not to do. The first of which is to have immense responsibility for their own learning. So the facilitator obviously can't teach them anything, and the emphasis is always on them learning how to take control of their own academics and learn the matter that they need to learn. The second thing that we do is also engage a culture of debate and discussion where students are pushed to challenge each other's points of view. And the third thing that we do, and this takes a while to get the students used to, is for them to be comfortable with failure, which is again something that's not conventionally encouraged in classrooms. So we actually encourage children to take on problems that they are not able to solve, to not have those questions answered for reasonable lengths of time, where they can continue to tackle a problem, and only solve doubts once the student has had enough time to think about it and put in enough effort to tackle it. So it's a fairly simple academic environment, but I think much of what we do that's valuable is in how we change the mindset of the kids.
We also asked Mr. Saxena about the future projects in pipeline to keep the momentum going.
So we now have about 13 centers across the country along a very similar model. We have 5 centers in major cities. So we have 3 in Mumbai, 1 in Delhi and 1 in Kanpur. We are working with 2 school systems. So we work with the Chennai Corporation schools where there's 4 centers running in the Chennai Corporation schools, and we're also building the capacity to do this in-house amongst the schools run by the Central Tibetan Authority in Mussoorie, Sarakui and Mungod. So we're in about 13 centers with close to 800 children right now, and once we are able to demonstrate some success, we hope to scale this to about twice as many centers by the end of next year.
These students have displayed true grit and determination by pursuing their dream in spite of all odds. With Lola Jitta, this is Suparna Sija for the news feature.